Yeah, trying to
About 30 seconds out.
Trying to hide behind us. Get close. There we go. Y'all gotta be seen. Good afternoon. I'm Sheriff T.K. Waters of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. I'm here today to share outcomes pertaining to a successful long-term violent crime and narcotics investigation, Operation Bright Lights. I want to begin by acknowledging the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office investigators and partner agencies who participated in this operation. Our JSO Narcotics Unit, our JSO Gang Unit, our JSO Violent Crime Unit, our Community Problem Response Unit, our patrol officers, Drug Enforcement Administration, ATF, and the State Attorney's Office. Operation Bright Lights was a 2-month investigation which utilized the investigative and technological resources of the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and our partner agencies. The target of this well-executed and detailed investigation was Brian Brightman, the head of a criminal organization called K4T. Before I share more information on the results of Operation Bright Lights, I want to frame why this operation was instituted. K4T, the organization for which Brightman served as its leader, I guess you'd call him, terrorized the Jacksonville community since its inception in 2019. K4T was responsible for repeated acts of violence in this community, including multiple homicides. Additionally, K4T trafficked in deadly dangerous narcotics to bankroll its members. K4T members moved major quantities of meth, cocaine, fentanyl, and any other kind of drug you can think of in the Jacksonville community. And as I've discussed publicly before, fentanyl is a major issue in Jacksonville and across this country as a matter of fact. Just a small amount, of course, as I've said before on many occasions, can kill a person. In 2022, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office conducted 470 overdose death investigations, and most of those deaths were because of fentanyl toxicity. Given the dangers posed by K4T's violence and drug trafficking activities, investigators crafted Operation Bright Lights with the intention of cutting the head off this criminal enterprise. And I'm proud to say today that Operation Bright Lights achieved that objective. Brightman and 7 K4T members and several K4T associates were arrested at the conclusion of Operation Bright Lights. These individuals are represented on both boards, on these boards next to me. And of note, in addition to Brightman, 3 other high-ranking violent K4T members were arrested during this operation: Wallace Corbin Jr., Raymond Cash Jr., and Gary Harris. Additionally, law enforcement seized the following contraband during Operation Bright Lights: 8 firearms, which you see on this table, 1.171 kilograms of fentanyl, 570 grams of meth, 467 grams of cocaine, 203 pounds of marijuana. And I know naturally people say, marijuana is not a problem. The violence connected to marijuana sales in this city and across this country is incredible, and this helps stop some of that. And almost $80,000 in cash, proceeds from drug trafficking, and 2 vehicles used for drug trafficking. All the seized firearms were examined by forensic firearms examiners housed within JSO's Crime Gun Intelligence Center and run through the National Integrated Ballistics Information Network. Through this analysis, investigators learned the following. One of the recovered Glock pistols matched casings recovered from an August 2021 homicide case. Another of the recovered Glock pistols matched casings recovered from 4 crime scenes: a January 2022 shooting into a dwelling scene, a February 2022 aggravated battery scene, 2 separate February 2022 shootings into dwellings. The recovered rifle matched both a casing collected at both an August 2022 shooting into a dwelling and a casing collected at a September 2022 aggravated battery scene. We'll never be able to quantify the lives that were saved by removing these dangerous criminals and this poison from our streets. But unquestionably, through the excellent investigative work of the men and women of the JSO and our law enforcement partners, our community is safer and more secure because of this operation. Due to Operation Bright Lights, K4T, once a thriving, violent organization that operated with impunity in our community, is now operationally defunct. Operation Bright Lights stands as a major achievement and multi-agency collaboration. These outcomes evidence that law enforcement plays a vital role in disrupting violence and removing the poison that feeds addiction and kills members of our community every day. Jacksonville, as I've said before, and I want to make this point clear, and I'm going to say it over and over again, Jacksonville will not tolerate this violence, will not sit passively by while members of our community are poisoned and killed by those that seek to profit off misery. To those who are terrorizing members of our community through acts of violence, again, another reminder: you that continue to sell and we will use all of our resources and those of our partner agencies to put you in prison forever if we can. Likewise, to those profiting off the pain of those in our community struggling with addiction, we will keep coming for you. Once a death in violence, one death by violence or one overdose death in our community is one too many. Operation Bright Lights shows how committed our agency and partner agencies are to sharing intelligence, enforcing the law, and holding criminals accountable. If you choose violence and to profit off the proliferation of poison in our community, we're bound to stop you. We're going to work to stop you. And I'll answer any questions that I can at this moment. It's time.
Sir, is it fair to refer to K4C as a gang?
It's a criminal organization. Yeah, it's fine. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Given the amount of fentanyl that you guys are finding on the streets, and this is such a huge bust, and you're like the number one curbing this problem, we just saw that the state law changed to allow fentanyl testing strips. Do you think that will play a role in trying to curb this fentanyl issue we're seeing in Jacksonville as well?
I mean, it could. It just depends. It really depends on who wants to utilize those testing strips.
Was this just an interagency operation, or did you get help from the community?
Interagency, community help is always welcome, and there were tips along the way.
What does K4C stand for?
I don't know. I'll have to get with the detectives to find out exactly what that means.
Are there any charges?
And I don't know that. You know why? Because I don't care what their name is. They have no. I don't like to give them any credit, and the only reason we say it is so that our community knows who they are. But other than that, if it weren't for that, I would never say their names.
What about charges? What will the charges be?
You'll get copies of arrest and booking reports before we leave.
Any other outstanding suspects?
Not that I know of.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.